I feel like that's the hardest part is when you have big plans and you look back at the year, you're like, I could have done this. I should have done that. I wish I would have done this. And at the same time, it's like, nah, we made it work. We made it work this year and everyone's happy and healthy and business is good. And super grateful for all of our incredible clients.
Cheers.
Cheers. Happy New Year, my friends. I know it's a day early. Happy New Year's Eve. I mean, this is kind of the dream, right? Like life goals here. Like, hey, Jeremy, let's go to the garage, record a podcast, and bust open a bottle of champagne and talk about all the good things we accomplished this year. How does that sound?
It's great. This is my kind of episode.
This may be the first episode we've recorded with alcohol.
I think that's true.
And this is our first glass, so we are very, very, we're good. We're good to go.
Let's see how it goes. Maybe we can incorporate it more often.
Champagne moments with Becky and Jeremy. Oh my gosh. With that said, welcome everyone back to the podcast. I am so happy you are here today. It is officially New Year's Eve, so we figured an end of the year fashion we would give kind of a quick year in review, some of our big wins for the year, maybe some things that didn't go according to plan this year, and a little bit of a preview of what we have planned for all of you in 2025. How does that sound?
Yeah, let's do it.
Let's do it. All right. Let's see. Where do we want to start? Let's talk about wins. Let's talk about the good things. The good things in 2024. It was a full year. Now, I usually pick a word of the year, and my word of the year was bold. And I feel like we embodied that. We did that. We were big and bold and did all kinds of things this year. Did you have a word?
I just adopt your word.
Like a really good husband and business partner.
Hey.
Okay. Did you feel bold this year?
Yeah, I think, definitely us as a business had some bold stuff happening.
Bold stuff happening. Let's talk about some of those things. What are your favorite standout moments of 2024? What were those big wins in your mind?
Well, so got that big old award at DSA Canada.
Cheers to that.
That was pretty bold.
Cheers to that.
For sure.
I love it.
Cheers.
All right. That was exciting and unexpected as well.
Yeah, definitely.
There is another award that I got this year. Not really an award, a mention in Social Selling News.
Oh, yeah.
Woman to watch over here.
Yeah.
How about that? That was exciting.
Definitely are.
Let's talk about Oh My High. That was a big win in your world this year.
A very delayed win.
Yeah, we'll talk about that in the next portion of the podcast. But nonetheless, sticking to wins.
Yeah, we got it done. What else? There was a ton of corporate stuff.
Oh my gosh,
Ton of corporate stuff.
Tons of corporate work and a little behind the scenes of our business here because we're sharing it all in the podcast over champagne today. I think it was about 2 years ago. We made a really intentional choice to focus on generating corporate work.
Yeah.
And I was at a retreat over the summer and I had been thinking about my work in the academy and how I felt like I just needed to have a bigger impact. And so I was in Chicago and I put together a presentation with my biz besties and accountability friends and said, hey, I think that this is the year that I'm going to step away from the one big corporate client I had, remember, and reshift our focus into generating corporate work. And it didn't happen right away. No. It really didn't. It was at first a little bit slower. It was like, who do we talk to? What do we say to these? How do we get through to these people? Like we were trying all kinds of different things. And, I feel like in the beginning of anything, it's like throwing spaghetti at the wall, seeing what would stick a little bit.
Yeah.
And then we had a couple breakthrough moments there where we had opportunities to do some speaking, connected in with some corporate people and got a couple referrals and oh my gosh. Snowballed.
Once we got
the momentum going.
And, get another referral and it just kind of kept going and going and going.
Yeah. And so fast forward to 2024, we were like, whoa, corporate work was really fun. And that kind of dominated our business this year. Like there was
Went from like, I don't know, 5% of the business to 50% of the business.
Yeah. So that also required some shifts in terms of workload and our team and how we could support that work. But I wrote it down because there was a lot this year, but delivered keynotes this year. And for some of these companies, it wasn't just one keynote, it was multiple keynotes or like a training series that followed.
Yeah.
But we worked with Color Street, Jafra, Pure Haven, Jordan Essentials, Tastefully Simple, J Bloom, delivered a keynote at DSA Canada, which was awesome. Also did kind of a one-day quickie training with DSA Social Media Day here in the US. That was amazing too. But it was a lot.
You were gone a lot over the summer.
I was gone a lot. April to August was kind of insane.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's what pretty much led to my Oh My High delay.
We weren't going there yet. There yet.
Little preview.
Okay. What about you? You had a mastermind that you traveled and got to hang out with real friends in real life.
Yeah, that was fun. So I'm part of the SPI, used to be Smart Passive Income, but SPI community. And I joined, they had an MBA level. So there was, I don't know, 10, 12 of us in the group. And then I want to say, I don't know, probably was like 8 or 10 that went all to Columbus where a few of the members were. And had an in-person mastermind for a few days. So that was really cool.
Okay, you left out the most exciting part of that trip. Tell them what happened in the bathroom.
Oh, yeah. So I ended up getting an Airbnb with one of the other guys who was going. And
everyone's on the edge of their seat waiting for the punchline here.
So I'm native San Diegan, born and raised. Don't get much weather in San Diego. So I hear sirens going off outside, but they're not like police or ambulance or fire truck sirens. It's more like a horn. And I was like, what is that? And he said, oh, it sounds like the tornado warning horns. He's like, that's kind of weird. So like opened the door and could hear it. It was super loud. Ended up being a tornado warning. So I was like, whoa, what do we do? And so he like gets out his laptop and flips on all the news channels. He's like, yeah, I usually look at this one and I look at that one and, figure out what to do. And he's like, but it's coming right through here. So we have to go to the bathroom, the inside, like the most inside, room.
No
and,
windows.
Yeah,
right?
No windows. And I was like, okay, should I put my shoes on or what? So I really had no clue what was happening. But so got to cuddle up in a bathroom with my
friend.
My friend that I had just met in person for the first time. Yeah. And
it's memorable.
Yeah, it's good times.
Mm-hmm. I did not have a tornado warning, but I did get to go hang out with my mastermind friends in Scottsdale, and we had a really fun Airbnb, and it was beautiful, and that's always a couple days that I look forward to every summer too. But no tornado warning. We just hung out by the pool. Yeah, and ate good food.
Yeah, and I mean we were fine. It didn't like hit where we were or anything, but it
was exciting.
It was definitely a little scary for me and. But all good
I think I got a text being like, there's a tornado warning, going to the bathroom. There's sirens on. I guess I need to wear my shoes. But that's so fun. It was, so fun. All right. What else exciting happened this year? I did a lot of training with CintShare. Mm-hmm. I love CintShare. Yeah. Thank you, CintShare, by the way. Cheers to CintShare for sponsoring the Modern Direct Seller podcast all of 2024. They're incredible. Love Jen and the entire team there and some of the cool things. They have a big launch coming up here in January. Spoiler alert to anyone listening, but they have their keyboard app launching, or the keyboard as part of the CintShare app, and that's all included. I'm so excited for them and everyone that uses CintShare, so that's pretty awesome.
You've already been using it, right?
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. I was part of the beta. Yeah. I'm always like, get me in early. Let me get in there. Let me see it. It's really great. I think everyone's going to really love it. It's linked up to your library and your text clips, and it's right there on your keyboard. Not to mention all of the content that CintShare provides is also preloaded right there within a couple clicks. You can post it. Pretty incredible.
That's cool.
Yeah, and they're not upping their price. It's just included in their membership. So
Nice.
thanks, Share, for being one of our amazing sponsors. Cheers to you. We did another 52 episodes of the Modern Direct Seller podcast. So that's been fun.
Yeah, that's, do you know how many episodes it is now?
Well, this is episode 217 today.
Oh, yeah. Okay. There we go. All right.
217 total.
It's a lot.
That's a lot. Yeah. So we had a weekly episode drop it really started 2020 when, the world was upside down, and I like to hang out in the garage before that garage got torn down and quietly sip my coffee talking to cool people, avoiding the chaos that was happening inside my house. Yeah. So
garage that's how was more like a dungeon then.
It was a dungeon. Yeah.
A very cold dungeon.
Yeah. It wasn't pretty. But this year it's so pretty that we moved the podcast to video.
Yep.
And
finally
that's been
got
fun.
the edition done, and that's been nice to just be able to come down here and flip on the camera and go record rather than set a bunch of stuff up. And
is that your favorite hobby? Sitting down here recording things on camera?
Not my hobby. I said it's good for you. It's good for me too, because she's not upstairs right next to me at my desk talking and distracting me.
Oh my gosh. Never. I would never distract you. What else? Lots of workshops this year. We did Build Your Brand Beyond Social Media. We did our spring challenge. We did our fall challenge. We did our 2025 planning workshop. We did like a little run of a digital marketing course back earlier this year. And that was awesome. That was super fun. I think I'm probably missing a few. We did a lot of workshops, webinars, lots of things happening both publicly and then inside the academy as well. All of our guest master classes this year. Pretty awesome. Let's talk about personal stuff. What happened this year personally?
Lots of baseball and softball, as always. So what we did, had the spring season where I managed Mackenzie's team, softball team, and then help out coaching on Cody's baseball team. So we do that for the spring and the fall. Cody was doing a little too much in the spring. That was like basketball.
That's code word for we were doing too much as a family.
Football, basketball, and baseball all at the same time for a little while. So that was kind of crazy.
This year was also, the year that I handed off being co-president of the school PTA, or we call it PTO, but I had that term for 2 years, and in May passed that off to the new incoming presidents, and Jeremy followed because he was leading kind of the dad's crew at school, and also found some new leaders of that. So we're still very involved, but we're not running the show.
Yeah,
and
it's kind of nice to just show up and help and not have to manage it.
Exactly. I consider myself a strategic advisor now. I'm like, oh, you need to know some history there. You want me to review your budget? I got this. No problem. What else? So the office got completed.
Yep.
Got the stamp of approval officially.
Finally.
So our homeowners insurance didn't get canceled. So that was good. That happened just a couple weeks ago. But the office space has really been a game changer. And I feel like I probably haven't talked enough about that. But at least for me, just having that separation from work and life, even though everything's very much integrated around here, it's a conscientious decision to put the kids in bed and come back out here and do something, or walk upstairs and turn the computer back on. So I feel like that's been a really big win for us, just family-wise. For a while there, we were really blending work and life, and we were in the middle of everything. Yeah.
So now it's more of a, do I really want to go back upstairs and get this done? I can just wait, and rather than, my computer's right here, I'm just going to sit down for a second and catch up on these emails, and 3 hours later, you've been sitting in the office again,
I'm sure many can relate to that. Those boundaries have been good. And it's just such a beautiful space too. So I love it. And I love all of the improvements that we've done around the house and everything. It's just so pretty. So.
Also doubles as a place to play poker with my buddies. I did that one time.
Jeremy had a poker night this year, for the record. And I was like, if you spill anything or mess up my beautiful couch upstairs, I'm going to cry. And you guys were in pretty good behavior.
Yeah, we were good.
Yeah. And nobody in the house could hear
that was nice too.
Anything happening, which was probably really good. We had some vacation.
Yep. Sedona, Vegas, Where else did we go? Hawaii?
Big Island.
Yeah, Hawaii.
Yeah, Big Island. Okay, so one of the coolest things we did this year, just year in the review beyond business, swimming with manta rays.
That was really cool.
Was like up there in top coolest life experiences for sure.
Yeah.
And I was kind of terrified and thought Cody was going to chicken out, so I wasn't going to have to do it.
Yeah, you jumped right in.
Oh, I know. And then I had to jump in right after that. So, but no, it was really cool. That was really, really neat.
Super cool.
That was one of those things that, once in a lifetime.
I was
pretty
glad
cool.
we did it, yeah.
Really glad we did that. Yeah, we did Vegas twice. Once for Shannon's birthday.
Oh, that's right.
So 40th birthday party for one of our friends. And that was super
pretty
fun.
wild.
That was one night we wore leopard print pajamas outside of the hotel room with all of our friends, also having pajamas on.
I think I might have swapped shirts with somebody. Or, I don't. Yeah.
We won't talk about that part. It was a fun trip. And then we were in Vegas for Joffre too, and that was over your birthday.
Yeah.
So we got to do
tacked on a couple days of fun on that.
Mm-hmm. Super fun. Okay, let's switch gears a little bit because that was a lot of wins. And if you're wondering, I actually had to write these all down because I feel like the year goes by so fast. You forget all the big things.
You don't have it on the top of your head?
No, I have some notes here because I didn't want to forget anything or anyone. I mean,
these are lovely notes. I always ask for notes whenever I'm going to be on the podcast. She's more of like, I could just like talk about it and go. And I'm like,
But
I need some notes.
It's a long time.
I mean,
looking back, I'm like,
stuff.
oh my gosh, yeah, I worked with them. I did this, a couple other things. Okay, before we move on, because I didn't mention these, but corporate work was big this year.
Yeah.
But I also thought it was really cool that I got to support some big things that my corporate clients were doing. So J. Bloom, when they acquired Plunder, that was really...
You were busy then.
I was really busy then. But it was also like something new and different, and getting to be kind of on the inside of that and supporting the girls that were transitioning over to J. Bloom. Like, that was really neat. It was crazy, and there was a lot of unknowns, and it was a little bit wild. But I think all in all, that was super successful, and I was really proud of that work. And then Tastefully Simple has made a really big change in their business model, and that's been more recent here in the last month or so. And I've been, involved in implementing some of those changes and working through that with their sales field too. So that's kind of been just a couple more highlights. Not to mention the Academy. Incredible people in the Academy. Shout out to all of our Academy members, like big hearts for you. VIP, Pro, and Academy. I mean, it's just been an incredible group, an incredible year.
Yeah.
Okay. We'll keep going. Let's talk about the things that weren't so incredible. Why don't you start with that, Jeremy? 2024, and I don't want to call it losses because they're not like, we didn't lose anything. They weren't failures, but there was definitely like moments or things that we were like, that didn't quite work out the way that we were expecting or the way that we planned as we started 2024.
Yeah. Well, can I talk about Oh My High now?
Go ahead.
You told me.
I'll just sit here and sip my champagne. You go ahead and talk about Oh My High. Yeah.
Well, so when we were doing our 2024 planning toward the end of 2023, we were saying we were going to do, get Oh My High ready for the new version with the email marketing and the CRM and new page builder, all that kind of stuff. Have it ready to go and launched in like Q1, maybe Q2. I think we were talking like Q1.
End of Q1, probably.
End of Q1, 2024. And then...
So 9 months ago.
Yeah. So all that corporate work hit, and, I was doing a lot of like the operations and, keeping that stuff going. So it just didn't have time to work on it. And it just slipped and slipped and slipped. And then when did we bring Joanna on?
Like late spring. Yeah. Early summer.
So Joanna's been a huge help. Operations wizard.
Shout out to Joanna.
I basically got to come out of that. Another fun fact. So I was like, ClickUp is our project management tool that we use. And I was spending a ton of time in ClickUp and, getting everything organized, managing the tasks, all that kind of stuff. So if you're in like the top 10% of ClickUp users, I don't even know how they measure it, but you get a special badge saying you're like a verified ClickUp user. I never got a badge, but Becky, Sierra, and Joanna all have the ClickUp badge. So if you can't tell, I'm very bitter about it.
ClickUp, if you're listening, we have words for you.
Yeah. So Anyway, that
Well,
was a random aside.
No,
but
I have the other side of that story though. So, and a lot of people listening probably don't really understand what operations looks like for our business. But operations is tracking all of our projects, making sure deadlines are getting hit, things are getting completed. Like I know people will tell me all the time, like, "Wow, like you're amazing. How do you do so much?" And I'm like, "Oh, well, like it's not just me. We have a whole team helping us." But we're also very intentional about the work that we're doing and when it's happening, and we're laying all of that out. And we have lots of systems that we use. So ClickUp is a system. We use ConvertKit for our email marketing. We use Project Broadcast for text. Like we have a whole list of different systems that we use, not to mention like our e-commerce system and our subscriptions processing and our membership and all of those things. So Jeremy had been managing all of that, plus like finance and paying people and legal and reviewing every contract that came our way. And I think since things were pretty crazy during the first part of this year, you really didn't get to work on Oh My High because we had your plate pretty full with operations, just making sure things were happening and we were still delivering on all the things we promised that we were going to deliver on. So it was an intentional decision earlier this year. Like for a little while, our team kind of reshuffled. Like we kind of had this like emergency plan of like, okay, we just said yes to all of this. How are we actually going to do this now? And everyone took on more work. Everyone worked more hours and everyone was doing things that probably were not in their sweet spot or what they really signed up to do. It was definitely like a all hands on deck for a couple of months to get us through a little bit of a crazy time. But one of the outcomes of that was like, okay, we really need somebody to take over operations or Jeremy's never going to get to do anything technical and work on Oh My High. So that's when we brought Joanna in, and she keeps us in order. And it's incredible. And so the fact that Jeremy does not have a ClickUp badge is actually a badge of honor in that other people are handling the things that you were handling. And those of us that maybe were a little resistant to closing out our tasks and checking our dashboard and doing all the things in ClickUp have now rose to the top, and we are ClickUp superstars.
It's good. You guys are able to manage a lot without me, so it's great.
We're just trying to leave you alone. Which earlier tonight, before we clicked record on this podcast, Jeremy was like, "Oh, you guys keep pulling me into all this stuff on the academy, and I got to work on Oh My High." So we might be leaving you even more alone.
Yeah, we're gonna have to.
All of your dreams are coming true in 2025. Okay, so 2024, things that didn't totally work out. Obviously, Oh My High got pushed. But
we got it launched. It was November. Okay, November. It's up and running, and we got about 150 people using the new version, and it's going good.
We'll talk about what we're even more excited about for next year coming up here in a moment. That's a teaser. But along those lines, I think because things were so crazy and my travel schedule was crazy. At one point I counted that like the month of July, I think I was only home for like, 3 or 4 days. And our kids are out of school in July. So guess who was running the show at home and juggling the kids from sports to camps to all the other activities that they had going on. So you definitely took a bigger part of managing the house and family and all of that when travel was crazy. Which you love.
I did. I mean, it's like, it's fine. It's not. The kids are, they're like 10 and 12 now, almost. Mackenzie will be 12 after, she is 12.
Mackenzie turned 12 the day after Christmas. So by the time this episode goes live, yes, she is 12.
Yes. So, it's not like I'm changing a bunch of diapers or anything too hard. Our kids are pretty easy. They're good.
Yeah, a little bit more emotional now. But they're pretty easy. But they still require, to feed them.
Drive them around. And
They're still good. Yeah. So you definitely took on more of that when travel was crazy. Or I'd come home for like a day and literally be packing and unpacking and just trying to kind of keep my sanity. So
definitely results in less work time.
That as well. Yeah. But we rolled with it. It worked for this year.
Survived.
I think next year will look a little bit different, but
for sure.
Any other things in 2024 that you were like, that didn't really work out?
Well, I mean, we had pretty high growth projections for the academy too. Direct sales industry in general is, overall, I would say a little bit down with like the number of consultants and that kind of stuff. But so the academy stayed almost flat, down a tiny bit, but didn't hit the growth numbers that we were thinking we might hit in 2023.
Not in the academy department, that's for sure. 2024 but
the planning in 2023.
Yeah, for sure. But I also feel like this is where we balance each other, right? Yeah, you're right. Like, we didn't hit the growth goals that we had set for the academy. I think most people here wrapping up the end of 2024 are probably like flat at best. Many people are seeing a decline, not only in the direct sales world, but also online marketing and the work that we're doing.
Yeah, for sure.
But I'm really proud of our retention, and we've moved a lot of people into Pro and VIP this year. And so they've been working with us closer. And I think that really speaks to kind of the loyalty and how much people just love the community that we've created in the academy. So I'm looking forward to next year. I think it's going to be a really interesting one. I keep saying interesting, and somebody said that the other day. You keep saying interesting. Like, what do you mean? And I'm like, I think it's going to be a year of testing and trying new things and redefining what the industry looks like as a whole. And so I do think that 2025 is going to be really telling for direct sales and how companies are pivoting, how the sales force is leading those pivots. I think it's going to be really interesting. Interesting. Again, it's going to be an interesting year.
Is that your word? Your 2025 word?
That's
interesting.
That's not my 2025 word. I haven't. It's still coming to me. Obviously, we're recording this podcast a tad bit early. So I need downtime between Christmas and New Year's to process and pick my word of the year. For us, apparently, because you choose my word to be your word.
It's just easier to be aligned.
That's just how in sync we are, people. Oh my gosh. Okay, 2025. Let's go there next. What are you looking forward to? What are you excited about?
Yeah.
What is going to change your life this year?
More Oh My High. More Oh My High in my life.
Are you guys sensing a theme here?
Well, I mean, it's launched now, and I'm excited about, so we have some partner launches to actually launch out to some other niches actually outside of direct sales. So that'll be, I'm excited for that. I think it's going to be cool. We'll be able to, create templates specific to these other niches. It's going to be fun. I'm excited to work on that stuff.
I'm excited for it too, really. I love my direct sellers. And to be clear, we're not leaving the industry. No. This is still the Modern Direct Seller podcast. We're still part of the academy and serving our corporate clients. But Oh My High is a different type of product, and it really lends itself to reaching outside of the industry. And I think there's a lot that we can learn from others that we're partnering with and serve up their audiences as well. So it's still going to be kind of a niche offer, which I think is going to be pretty cool. But yeah, we have a couple friends that we're getting started with to partner with in January and February. And I just want to rock their launches out of the park for them. So you're going to see some others outside of direct sales stepping into Oh My High in 2025. And I think there's just so much potential of what we can do there. So one of the things that we talked about during our planning is that we have no doubt that part of our business is going to grow. It's just a matter of how fast it's going to grow. Yeah. That's always the question, right? So there's definitely like a plan A, B, C, or, in our budget spreadsheet, our, what is it? High, medium, low?
Yeah. It's definitely a lot tougher to plan for the things that we haven't done yet.
Yeah.
Like corporate took longer than we thought to ramp up, and just getting, those contracts and all that kind of stuff. I feel like we have a little bit more control over Oh My High than maybe on the corporate side with, if it's got to run through their legal or, whoever has to review it and that kind of stuff. But it's always tough to estimate that new stuff.
Yeah, for sure. But I think it does have a ton of potential, and it's something we've been doing for a while. We just really haven't given it enough attention.
Yeah, and it's been around for, I don't know, it's like at least 3-4 years that we've had it. Yeah, it just never really got attention because of the other stuff we were working on.
Yeah. So this year will be really neat to see that part of the business grow. We have some pretty big goals, which, we set big goals. That's what we do. And sometimes when we say them out loud or we share them with others that we do business with, they kind of look at us like, say that again. Did you like, what number did you say you're going to hit? Like, and what % growth is that? And we're like, yeah, we're going to do it.
Hey, but I will say when I went to my mastermind group in May, and we were sort of like replanning Oh My High at that point. Yeah. So I actually pulled in the date earlier because I had originally said something like October, and then they were like, I don't know, it seems kind of hard. And I was like, all right, like I think maybe probably realistically it's more like December. Mm-hmm. And then I came back to talk to my boss about that number or that date, and she was like, I think we need to do it earlier. So then it got pulled back into October, but we did it. Almost November. No, didn't we roll it out to VIP in October?
Yeah. We did. You're right. And existing users got access before the public launch. The public launch was November.
Yeah. So see. Yeah. Ready then.
We did. And I was wondering where you're going with that. We did move those dates up because I'm impatient and I'm like, it's never going to be perfect. And I know how you work. And if we gave Jeremy like unlimited time, he would continue to be tinkering and making it perfect and dotting all the I's and crossing the T's. And I think it's the engineer in you. And I was like, no, we're going to do it. We need to do it sooner. So we're going to have to like shift that around a little bit. And we had some fun team meetings where I think the rest of our team, Jenna and Sierra and Joanna, were sitting there being like, are they okay? Because Jeremy would be like, I'm telling you, it's not going to be ready. And I'm like, I think it's going to be fine. It's going to be great. Let's do it.
But we had to shift around again. There was like a good 4 weeks where it was like, you had told the team, you're like, you're not allowed to ask Jeremy for anything for the next 4 weeks.
We did, yeah. And I almost forgot about that. And that's probably why you don't have your ClickUp badge, because we said, like, Jeremy's off limits. Like, if there's an issue, you gotta like ask me for help first. Don't go to Jeremy for anything. Like, let's try to figure it out. And then we agreed that twice a week, you would check in with the team on things, because you needed to be like head down development to reach the deadlines that we set. And so that kind of worked.
It did, yeah.
See, look at that. We're making things happen. If anyone takes anything away from this podcast, it's going to be that you don't want to talk to people and you just want to work on Oh My High, I think.
I mean, that's not true. That's not true.
But head down, just working.
I do enjoy sitting behind my computer and coding and doing the technical work. So, but I like talking to people too.
You love being on the podcast too. Yeah, your favorite.
I do.
We're going to have more podcasts with you next year.
All right.
It's going to happen. We always say that. Everyone loves these. Every time you're on, people are like, more Jeremy. We want more. If you want more Jeremy, you got to message us and be like, yeah, we need a little more Jeremy.
Bring the champagne. I'm in.
Maybe beer next time for you.
I've been drinking enough.
No.
I've been talking a lot.
You haven't.
Parched.
All right. So, 2025. Excited about the growth with Oh My High, the partner launches we have coming. I have a new corporate client that I'm excited to partner up with, and some travel that's happening with them in April. I don't know if I can officially announce it quite yet. I can't remember the exact date they're letting their sales field know, but I'm excited to speak at their conference and do some additional work with them, which is also something that's brand new and fresh and shiny and exciting for the industry. So we'll leave that there. You'll hear more about it soon, I'm sure, but really excited for that. Yeah. And I think there's going to be maybe a little bit less on the travel and the corporate work this next year. I mean, I'm saying that now, but I guess we'll see how things shake out. But that'll free up my time to work a little bit more with some of our partners for Oh My High to get that up and running. So that's exciting. And kids are out of school June and July, so want to do a little bit better job time blocking those months, which is so hard because that's conference season for so many companies. Yeah. And I already know I have a couple things penciled in, but not planning on being gone like the whole summer.
We'll go back to DSA Canada too, right?
Yes, DSA Canada. We are coming for you in June.
Vancouver.
And it's somewhere really pretty. I'm not going to remember the name right now here in this moment, but and I think we're bringing the kids.
West Coast this time.
Yeah. Bring the kids.
And grandma.
And grandma. We're calling this a family vacation, but we're really going to DSA Canada.
Yeah.
But no, we're going to spend a little extra time there. And I think that should be.
That was my first time going this year.
Yeah.
And it was fun.
It was really fun.
Yeah.
Not to mention you were like getting awards and things. So
Had to buy a fancy suit and all kinds of stuff for that.
Yeah. We really have to go back because Jeremy needs to wear his suit again.
I gotta
get your money.
Gotta wear it a lot more times to get my money's worth out of that thing.
Yeah, DSA Canada should be really fun. That's in June. And then I know I'll be at the J. Bloom conference in July. And TBD on other things happening this summer, but starting to map out the whole year. And one thing that we didn't mention, and I don't even have on my list, this is more on the Oh My High side of the business, but we are going to be doing more training.
Oh, yeah.
For Oh My High next year. And we haven't really done a lot over there. We've had our live support with Lisa. Shout out to Lisa. She's incredible. Everyone loves Lisa.
Yes.
Jeremy loves her too because he used to do live support, and then Lisa stepped in and has
Still
been
pop in sometimes, but Lisa's got it now.
She totally has it. Yeah. So we're gonna not only be continuing with live support, but we're gonna layer in some specialized topics, things that we get a lot of questions on that people are excited about. You know, show us how to do landing pages, show us how to do forms and opt-ins, show us how to do more tagging and segmentation, that kind of thing. So
even just more sort of digital marketing kind of stuff, right?
Strategy.
Yeah.
A little bit of strategy in there. And technical. Strategy plus technical plus community, all the things. So I'm excited for that too.
Yeah, it'll be fun.
Yeah. Anything else?
I don't think so. Covered a lot.
We covered a lot. I think we made it through my list.
We did do a lot. I still can't believe we're already at the end of the year. I feel like it's gone very fast.
It has gone really fast. It has. And this point in the year, well, we're recording this early, so maybe I'll feel different when it actually goes live, but I'm always like, I just need like an extra 48 hours. Just give me 2 days and my laptop and my big giant calendar that I got from Amber McHugh, by the way, which I love, and give me just a little bit more planning time to be proactive and really strategize for next year, because I just feel like there's never enough time at the end of the year to really get everything in place for the start of the year. Even though we've done a lot of planning and financial projections and that sort of thing, I just want like a little bit more time.
Yeah. I feel that.
Can you solve that for me?
No, I can't, but I feel that too.
Yeah.
Especially, I mean, I hate to keep harping on Oh My High, but.
Oh my gosh. This is now moving forward the Oh My High podcast, apparently.
I mean, if I could just like go lock myself in a room for, a week or so.
Yeah, you're painting a really fun picture of yourself.
How much I could knock out in that time.
I know. But, I feel like we're in an awesome season of life. And our kids are like, they still think we're cool, like barely. But like
sometimes
we're like hanging in there though. Like they're not like fully like eye rolling, walking away, thinking, they like kind of like us a little bit.
Yeah.
So I'm holding on to that. And so, I feel like that's the hardest part is when you have big plans and you look back at the year, you're like, I could have done this. I should have done that. I wish I would have done this. And at the same time, it's like, we made it work. We made it work this year, and everyone's happy and healthy, and business is good. I'm super grateful for all of our incredible clients. Glad that I still like working with you. Yeah. Even though you don't like me talking to you.
I do. Just... It's tough when I'm in the middle of something and, hey, are you busy?
That's my favorite line. I don't want to just launch into a question. So I'm always like, are you busy over there? Hey, I just got two quick things. It's okay. It's good.
It's kind of like being back in the office,
Yeah.
Like people would just come in and knock on the door and ask you questions. It still happens, even though I work from home.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, that's just part of running a business, I think.
It is. Yeah.
Oh, my gosh. All right, you guys. I think we're going to wrap this up and go finish our bottle of champagne inside, maybe.
Let's do it.
Thank you all for an incredible 2024. I love doing this podcast and love being here with you each and every week. And I'm so grateful for all of our listeners. And I love hearing from you. So never be shy about sending me a DM or a message, letting me know what you loved from one of our episodes. We're obviously very excited for 2025. Good things are coming. I can't wait to share more as the year unfolds. We'll have you back on the podcast, Jeremy. Jeremy, so you can give us maybe some quarterly updates on how things are going in your world.
Right.
Maybe a little bit more than what we did this year. I think you popped on a couple times, but we'll do a little bit more of that. So
Sounds
thanks
good.
everyone for
Yeah.
being here. Cheers.
Cheers.
Happy New Year. See you later. Bye, everyone.
Bye.
We are proud to welcome CinchShare as the newest sponsor of the Modern Direct Seller podcast. CinchShare is the #1 most trusted social media platform for network marketers, direct sellers, affiliates, independent consultants, virtual assistants, small businesses, and creators in any industry. Start your 30-day trial today with coupon code GAMECHANGER and spend less time posting and more time socializing.